good morning, good afternoon, and good night. This is the Microtransaction. Welcome aboard. My name is Liquid, and off to. By the way, we're changing things up. I'm hosting the show this time. I'm steering the ship. Let's let the people know I have my hands on the wheel. I'm guiding you guys, but don't worry, you're in safe hands. I promise you. All right, but I have joining with me I thought about this one. The Ash to my Brock. Chris, how the hell are you?
Bro, that was heartwarming. Liquid, you always know how to slice right through me, man. I'm telling you, cut to the core of me, and I appreciate that about you.
They call me Core Cutting Liquid.
Ooh. Well, you just gave yourself a cooler name than you gave me, man. Come on, that was on the drop. Oh man.
How are you today? How's your day going? How's your week going? Let me know.
Liquid, we're gonna get to it later, but as of filming, as it's the Friday, but hello Monday, people. Anyway, it's the first official full day of the Halo technical beta thing.
Right.
Let's just say your boy's having a great day. A little spoiler warning for later on in the episode, but it's been a good time.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. The test flight is out. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching some videos of it. I got some questions about it. I've got some praises and I've got some concerns. But hey, we're going to get into that. All right. So we got a great show lined up. We're going to talk about, let's go through a few things here. Pokemon Unite and how Pokemon Unite reignited my passion for Pokemon. All right. We're also going to talk about PlayStation 5 sales hit a new milestone. However, Horizon hit a new roadblock. So we'll get into that. And then, like we said earlier, Halo Infinite's test flight went live. Did it stick the landing or did it crash and burn? You're going to have to stick around to find out. So,
oh my God, what's going on?
Yeah, hey. But before we get into all of that, we're going to kick it to the list of transactions, otherwise known as the lot. So
kick it to the lot.
We're kicking it to the lot, baby. All right. So, going to go down this list here like we do every week. The first person on the list, Nung. All right. We've got Patrick, a.k.a. Patty Cakes.
Patrick.
We got my brother, Dylan.
Dylan.
Andres.
Blue, man. Andres.
By the way, yeah, Dylan. Shout out to Dylan. TikTok, he's killing it over there. We're
going to talk about that in a little bit.
Oh, yeah, we'll get into that. We've got Liz.
The Elden Ring.
Ani.
Hey.
Josh.
Finio.
Justin.
J-Money.
And the best friend for what are you, like 10 weeks in a row now? You got your brother Matt.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Right. Absolutely. So those are our Patreon subscribers. If you also want to be part of the lot, please go to patreon.com / microtransactions. Links are in this description. You'll find it. You know where to find us. And yeah, if you're feeling a little generous, throw $1 our way. You get some extra content, extra early content, might I add.
And exclusive.
Yeah. So,
get it before the other kids are going to get it.
Yeah, exactly. You want to be part of that conversation. But yeah, so that's it. Now, Chris, you brought up TikTok. You said we're going to be talking about it, right? Did you want to talk about that now?
Yes.
Yeah,
do you want me to start off this shindig?
Yeah, go ahead. Start off the TikTok. I want to see where we're going.
I'm going to tell you from my point of view, okay? Because we've been having these videos, and we're getting a little bit of traction on TikTok. And I'm just there working. The raindrops are literally falling on my head. I'm like, ooh, it's going to be one of these days I earn this paycheck, right? And then I get a text message from Liquid. And Liquid's like, TikTok. And I'm like, what are you, huh? And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a thing. And he's just like, we have a video and it's blowing up right now. And boy, was it ever. Like when I saw it, it had like 1,000 views and like it had like 80 likes at the time. And we've never had a content that did that.
Right.
So talk about having like a total shift in perspective. That happened. It was just like, it's the crystallizing of the dream, and it's insane. Liquid, what did you think when this all was going down?
So yeah, I was waking up, about to log into my secondary job, and I was gonna log into that one, and while I was doing so, before I texted Chris, I actually got a text from my brother Dylan, again the one who runs the TikToks. He handles everything there, and we had like Chris said, we had some traction there. We've hit views that we haven't hit before. Now we're averaging views higher than we've hit before. So it's really nice to see that progress. It feels great to just again see that sense of progress and see just things happening, things moving, and not only moving, but in the right direction, might I add, so it definitely, it just got me re-excited. Not that, I was already excited enough, but it just rekindled another flame, it feels like, and yeah, it feels great. And I just want to say thank you everyone who's supported, who's donated, who's been generous enough to do that. We know, your hard-earned money, that's yours. You bust your ass for it. So the fact that you're even willing to share that with us, it's much appreciated. I couldn't ask for more. Did I say that right? I couldn't ask for more. Does that sound right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay,
but
good.
I'm saying I could ask for more.
Oh.
Give me that money, son. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man, but seriously, yes. Thank you so much. It's been almost unreal. Like, I almost don't believe it. Like, it's like, yo, like, I don't know. It's just nice to see.
If you want to know what we're talking about, go on TikTok, go down below, and you're going to find out how weird Liquid is.
Yeah, it's definitely a good one. But yeah, head down there, again, in the description, just like the Patreon. TikTok's also down there. Check it out. Give it a like. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Same thing with this YouTube video.
Yep.
All right. So, Chris, you ready to get into the things here? All the things?
Oh, I'm ready, dude. This week, it's funny because it hasn't been that much.
Mm-hmm.
It's been so much.
Right. Yeah. It's like, it felt like it was nothing all week, and then it's just bam, everything all in one shot. So, which is great. So yeah, so we're gonna start with some things here. So Pokemon Unite. All right. And normally I wouldn't even bring this up. I wouldn't be talking about it, but Pokemon Unite has done something to me that I did not expect. Okay, first of all, it's a MOBA. For those of you who don't know what a MOBA is, multiplayer online battle arena. I normally don't play these games. I tried Pokemon Unite, very pay to win, very scummy, but still fun. But that's not, I guess, that's part of it. I liked it, I enjoyed it, but it's what it did to me. And what it did was just reignite that Pokemon flame for me, reignited my Charmander flame on my tail. Because you know what happens when that goes out. Oh, you don't want that to happen. You don't want that. But yeah, so now it's got me in this Pokemon craze. All right, I just want more Pokemon, right? So the main character that I use is Scorbunny, I believe is his name, and I know he's one of the starter Pokemon in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I skipped Sword and Shield, but yeah, it just made me rebuy the game. So I bought Pokemon Sword because of this. I'm watching Pokemon Journeys on Netflix now because of this.
I didn't know you were doing that.
Yeah, like I just started. I'm only like 2 episodes in, so take it with a grain of salt. But still, I started. That's the crazy thing. I would have never started if it wasn't for Pokemon Unite. Like, I just want more Pokemon. And I just started doing more research. Chris, Unite, what has it done for you, or Pokemon Shield even? Because I know you got in on that. Yeah, let me know. What do you think?
Well, I got to start off at the beginning of it all. Like, well, last week or the week before was Pokemon Go Fest for Pokemon Go. I am one of the, people say few, but in comparison to what it was in 2016, it is few. But there is tons of people who still play Pokemon Go, more than you think. And it's still very active, and Go Fest happened, and it was like you could go out if your COVID restrictions enabled you to go out, and or you could play from home. So I've been on the Pokemon kick, but like casually on the go, pun intended. And then I got the Switch, and I was like, let's play some Pokemon Unite. It's free. I don't have it. I literally had no games on my Switch. It was the first thing I downloaded. And back my God, I want to say like 6, 7 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I was playing League of Legends. So I knew the concept of a MOBA. I was not good at League of Legends. To be actually good at League of Legends, you have to know like that game.
Right.
Because the competitive level is so high. The people who play League of Legends don't stop playing League of Legends. Anyway, so we've been playing that, and it's been unlocking parts of my brain I just haven't used, because since League of Legends, I haven't played a MOBA at all. So it's just been great. And the good thing about Halo Infinite, besides voice critical, making it pay to win, um, is that it's a good entry level Pokemon game,
Right.
like for MOBAs. I mean, there's like it's a good way to get in. It's not too crazy. There's not crazy systems in place. There's like one or two, but they're very light, and it's been a lot of fun. And the thing is, we have the problem of that we tend to have like 5 people that want to play with us, and it was the perfect game to like, wait, all of us can play together now.
Right.
This is awesome. And oh, sorry.
Oh no, please carry. I don't know if you were done or not.
No, and just saying, and it was just so good because then we got to play together and have fun and kind of learn this game, because Liquid never played a MOBA, and like the rest of our friend group has really just started messing with the concept. So the very little that I still remember, I have to be like, this is all the information I know.
Right, and no, it's been extremely helpful. I mean, it's helped me at times. I've been asking a lot of questions. This is technically my first MOBA, and I've been enjoying it. I like it a lot. It's free to play, but like I said, pay to win. You know, but it's fun. It's easy to get into. If it does feel a little more like baby's first MOBA, if you will, because it is very easy to jump into. And that's pretty much the gist of it as far as Pokemon Unite from what I have. But you mentioned Pokemon Go, and I'm glad you did, because I have some things I wanted to talk about for Pokemon Go.
Oh, baby, I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm waiting our whole friendship for this moment, baby. Let's go.
And then maybe we could even dive into Shield after that, see how your experiences are with Shield. We'll talk about that. But yeah, Pokemon Go. Actually, I was gonna save it for the last subject of this part. But since you already brought up Pokemon Go, let's get into it. So Pokemon Go Fest takes place in Chicago, right? To actually be there. But you still get to experience it, right? You still get to take part of it on your phone. Am I understanding this correctly?
Yes. So the thing is, like, if pre-plague, you got tickets and you went there and you traveled. I was there at the first Go Fest in Chicago. So like, and everyone knows the stories of that. It was a huge cluster. It was a huge mess.
It was
Luckily,
year
it
one.
wasn't that. Yeah. But for me, I just had like a brand new phone at the time, so I didn't have the other problems that other people had because my phone was legit. I bought a new phone, went to Chicago.
Oh.
My phone was as new got.
Right.
Like, and I'm like, my friend didn't have as good as a phone that went with me, and he was having a terrible time. Not me though. I was out there catching him.
Is your friend part of the lot at all, or are we talking to anybody in particular?
Patty Cakes.
Oh, there you
Anyway.
go, Patrick. There we go. We mentioned him earlier.
So the way the Go Fest works, you go there, you play. They have different biomes. So in different parts of the park, they would have it set up where you can catch certain type of Pokemon, and then they'll have a quest event. Like while you're going, so like, hey, catch 15 this, catch 15 that type. Like, go this, have this many stuff. And when the year I went, they were introducing rates. So at the end of Go Fest, they finally had they reworked the gym system, and then eggs just started popping up in the city, and we were like, what's happened? Because they didn't tell us.
Right.
They just because the good thing with Niantic, it's the company that makes Pokemon Go, is they want you to experience it. They want it to be like you're a Pokemon Go trainer and stuff like that. Even Professor Willow is a professor in the game. He's like, hey, trainer, and da-da-da-da-da. Like, he's like, oh, like, trying to make you feel like it's the Pokemon, like you're living the Pokemon world.
Okay.
And, and they also have, safaris where it's like a lesser Go Fest, but they'll have that in different parts of the world. So like be Japan, England, Australia, stuff like that. Like so people, and they'll have like special Pokemon. They'll like sometimes they'll announce it or announce a new shiny because they like in Sword and Shield, you get you can all of them are off the rip. You can get any shiny. It's harder than it sounds, but you can. But in Pokemon Go, they trickle out the shiny content.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when a new shiny drops, you're like, oh, I need to get them.
Right. And so yeah, like you said, I was looking up some details on it, especially around this last one that was just that just came out. And I think it was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I think it was like July 8th, 17th through the 20th, something along those lines. It was that weekend.
It was like Saturday and Sunday.
Right. And but yeah, like you said, I read there was like some themed habitat hours. There was like 4 different themes there. There was like 75 different species of Pokemon. So that seemed pretty hype. And a giant egg. A countdown to
in Chicago.
Yeah, in Chicago there was the giant egg. I'm assuming it was a raid. Is that what it was? Had a countdown.
That's where they put in. Like when you're they like make like if you have to enter, if you can go inside normally,
right.
You would just like have special access to special gyms and Pokestops. So like there'll be like one road and 10, 20 Pokestops as down the road, and you're like, this is insane. And then they're all lured up. And then it spawns certain types of Pokemon. So, like, there's a thing called fast catching you can do in the game, and you can't fast catch enough. It's such a density of Pokemon. And you're like, I'm living my best life!
Nice.
It's like a Pokemon Go player's dream.
I am so happy you brought up this fast catching, because that's going to be one of my next questions. I love this. This is going smoothly. This is amazing. And like it's like falling into place. I love it. It's like predicting the future. I wanted to actually touch up on the Pokemon bracelets. Did you ever get one of those Pokemon Go bracelets?
I had multiple.
Really?
Yeah, I had the official branded one by Niantic. It was the Pokemon Go Plus. I was one of the few. I waited in line for that, actually.
Oh, wow.
And, bro, it was great because it's the only time I ever saw Google goggles. Like, remember how they had the glasses?
Uh-huh.
But he was just wearing it.
Really? Wow.
And I was like, look at this. And it's not like when it just came out where people were, like, trying to make it normal.
Right.
No, this was, like, after the fact.
I think, to be fair, people are still trying to make it normal, to be honest.
Yeah. Hey, maybe like 10 years down the road. Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah, so I had the official one, and I also had the knockoff brand, but the knockoff brand is actually better.
Oh.
Because because like it'll let you know by color and vibration of what's going on. So you know, like if it's one buzz, it's just a Pokemon that's there. And if it's two buzzes, I think it's a gym. But if it's three and it shines yellow, that's a Pokemon that you haven't caught yet. So it's trying to let you know, like, hey, there's something here you haven't seen yet. And at the time, it wouldn't catch it for you.
Oh, really?
Be like, hey, bro, you need to handle this.
Yeah, you need to open that phone up. It's time to break it out.
And when at this time I worked at Starbucks, and this is when Starbucks had a promotion with Pokemon Go, and there was a special Frappuccino you could have, and it was like the first commercial thing in the United States that was there. So your boy was just doing this all day at work, bro, because I had the thing here.
And you're just tapping it all day.
Oh yeah, so people just see me, and the thing is, like, people, like, my boss was like, "You're playing video games." Well, I'm like, "It's a pen." I'm like, I'm not. Shut up. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on
now. Like, it's not like it's distracting you. You're pressing a button. Like, really?
It's not. It's literally not doing anything.
Yeah.
But whatever. Anyway, but the thing is, there was one time she did it. Yeah, but one time she did it, the big boss was over here. She was trying to invoke her will, but the thing is, a kid came, and he's like, "Is that the Pokemon Go Plus?" And I was like, "Yeah, it is." And he was like, "Oh, there's something here," and I was like, "Yeah, open your." And then I was like, we have a Frappuccino. The kid's like, "I want it," and then boom, then I upcharged it, and then I had him like touching the thing. He's like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Yeah," and she's like, "Oh," and he's like, "Oh yeah." The big boss was like, "You can wear that whenever you want," and I was like, "Thank you."
Oh yeah, there you go. Just skip the manager, go up to the big boss. Like, I got permission. Like, you can't tell me nothing. Get the fuck out of here. Wow.
Sucks to suck, boy.
Amazing story.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that was great. I love it. But yeah, I mean...
And also for Pokemon Go, in that poor Pokemon Go, for Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, they had a special ball that would also work the same way where you could click it. So sometimes now you'll see people with the peripheral and they just have a rubber band about it. So it just auto catches as they're playing.
Bro, it's funny you mention that because I still have that ball. I have the ball.
I'll buy it off of you.
No.
Those are expensive now.
Are they?
I remember they used to be everywhere, and now they're actually worth something.
Wow, I remember. Yeah, I went when I got Let's Go Pikachu. I'm like, yo, I want this damn ball. I think it's cool. I thought it was a stupid idea. Like you're throwing it at the TV. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't really care for it. I don't think it really works that well, in my opinion. But I had to get it. I wasn't not gonna get it, you know. So I bought it anyways. So yeah, it's still there. It's just honestly, it's just kind of taking up dust. It's part of the collection, you know. So you know how I am, Chris. I'm a collector, dude. But yeah, but hey, awesome stuff. I love that. So yeah, I want to get into Sword and Shield then. Like I said, Pokemon Unite. Just decided I wanted to play Sword now. So I decided to pick up Sword. So far, I'm liking it. It looks like it's in the the Galar region? Is that how you pronounce it?
Gallery? No, I'm asking him.
Region?
No, it's Galarian.
Galarian. Is that what it is?
Galarian? Because I know they're Galarian type Pokemon.
Okay.
Galar.
Yeah. I knew there was an R somewhere. I think it's based off of Great Britain, and so far it's good. I don't like the setting too much.
Wait, Governor!
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm not a huge fan of the setting. Like so far, at least.
Oh, really?
Like I think it's cool. Like it. Yeah, I don't think it's bad, but I don't know. It just maybe I haven't played enough. I still want to play some more. I don't want to like just die on this hill that hey yeah I don't like the setting, but I think there's gonna be more. I just gotta see more. But so far everything else I'm liking. I know a lot of people were complaining about the whole because it was the Pokemon that you can see out in the wild and then some that you couldn't see, which I don't mind. I think it's great. I know Let's Go Pikachu had the where you could see, and Let's Go Eevee had where you could see the Pokemon live, which I thought was fantastic. I like that a lot. But I know some people
more immersive. I think so.
Right, I think so too. But I know a lot of people don't like it. I'm not really sure. I guess because it's not traditional. It's not the way, if you will. But whatever. Stupid people.
That ticks me off, but I'll let you finish your point.
But yeah, other than that, Sword so far has been great. I've been trying to collect as many Pokemon as I can as I'm going through it. Still somewhat in the beginning. I haven't really played much. What's up?
Oh, what's that dex looking like, bro? How much you got?
It's not looking. Trust me. It's a little light on content. Let's just put it that way.
How much you think? Snowball. Come on, man. Give the people up to date.
I'd probably say between 10 and 15. It's not much.
I'm the same, bro. I'm like in the same space.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah. I just. Well, can I say like it'd be spoiler for you?
No.
I say where I'm at,
dude. Honestly, it's been several months, and I bought this game a year later after it came out. I think it's out the window. You could go ahead. Let me know.
Because like. Going back to the thing where it's out in the open, I thought it was great. There are the purists who like, oh man, I like to like auto not see. I'm like, no, I like to know what I'm going for. Like instead of like going through this grindy rigmarole, like no, people when you hear people like that, you know, like. People who complain about it are the 35-year-old people that the game's not for anymore. Like, remember, this is a child's game made for children.
Right.
Pokemon has never strayed from that.
Right.
Just like this is for kids. And then if they can make it easier for kids, that's what they're going to do. And I'm 100% on board. I get it that this is a kid's game. I liked it when I was a kid. You know? So... I think like some people get a little too like they forget their lane. They think that
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Like I said, I like those changes. I am a 33-year-old male who's a person who doesn't have as much time as I did when I was a kid. So when I see the Pokemon that I actually want in the wild, yeah, I'm okay with that. And yes, it is easy. There's experience shared, all this shit. Pokemon is one of the easiest probably RPGs you could play, and it just feels like it's just gotten easier. And you know what? I'm okay with that. Like I'm completely okay with that. If anything, I commend the Pokemon Company for doing that. It does make me want to play more because I'm like, oh, it's easy now. You know what I'm saying? I could just kind of run through it. Not necessarily, I don't mean run through it like not experience everything, but I don't have to focus on grinding Pokemon levels. I don't have to focus on, just running into random encounters, hoping that I'd get a specific Pokemon, stuff like that. So I love it. I think it's great.
Have to give a little pushback. I know I made this whole point about things, but I feel the XP share, like with it out being an item, something you get eventually, is a little too easy. And not even that. That's like it being too easy. That's one thing. Okay. Right. The problem is, I feel like leveling up a Pokemon, like, I know it's gonna sound so dumb, but it's just how I feel. It's like you know, when you're grinding and you're working on that Pokemon, you care more about it. And you're growing up. There's like when we were watching the show as kids, it was like they're your friend, and like I'm making him stronger. And like right now, I have other Pokemon that are leveling up, and I'm like I've never used them one time, and it makes me not care about them. I love Pokemon. Can't stress it enough. Like I want to be like, this is my dude right here. Right. We go way back, baby. But I don't have that. All I have is oh my god, I'm forgetting his name. Groki. Yeah. Me and Groki have been just handling it, bro.
Hey, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up. That actually reminds me of a story here. When I was in 6th grade, so I had my friend. I don't know. He was from Korea. I forgot his name though. But in 6th grade, I remember. What's that?
Friend Han.
I could be. I don't know. I don't remember his name.
Cheers, baby. Woo. Anyway.
But so I had Pokemon Yellow, and I remember getting to Brock, and this was like my first RPG. I'm a kid, just a wee lad, and I'm like, I cannot beat this first gym trainer to save my life. I'm like, this game, how is this for kids? Like, I remember being a kid and be like, how is this for me? What it is? And then my friend, the dude, he's just like, well, why don't you just get a Butterfree? I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, yeah, just keep leveling up your Caterpie or your catch a Metapod in this certain zone, and just get a Butterfree. You could whoop his ass like easily. And I'm just like, okay, I'll try that. And then I did. And then I'm like, oh, so then I'm like, so suddenly Butterfree became my main. Like Butterfree was my guy.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I get where you're coming from. But then I look back at it now, I'm just like, I'll be honest with you, if that XP share was not there, I probably would not be playing this game. Like, I would like to, but it's just with time, it's difficult. There's so many games now. We talk about Game Pass, day in, day out, how great it is, how great of a value it is. And there's tons of games out there. I can't just focus on one like I used to. When I was a kid, sure, I get a game on Christmas, maybe I'll get one on my birthday, and that's all I had for like the whole year. But time's a little different now, I got little spending money, some spending money on games. The Great Ace Attorney came out, and I'm just like, well, I gotta get that. Remember the Great Ace Attorney?
It come out already?
Yeah, it came out like 3 days ago. I'm like, I'm slipping already, bro. I'm already slipping. So yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. You were hyped for that thing too.
Dude, I was. And I found out last time, I was like, wait, is this shit out? I'm like, that shit came out 2 days ago. Yeah, so it was wild.
I guess it's gonna. Did you buy it?
No, yeah, I want to get a physical copy of it. So okay. I was going to buy it digitally. I'm like, no, let me wait. I'll get a physical copy. So I plan on getting it on PS5. I'm going to play on it a little bit. I didn't realize it was actually 2 games in one. These are games that came out in 2017, and they were originally came out on 3DS in Japan only, and now we're finally getting them. So that's pretty cool. And that's cool. Sidetrack a little bit, but that's about all I have for Pokemon. You got any final thoughts on the Pokemon thing there?
Pokemon's awesome, guys. Like,
it really is.
If you've missed it for a couple years, and especially there's more games coming out. There's Gen 5, they're remaking it, and the thing is, in Gen 5 there is one fight in Gen 5 that separates the boys from the children.
Really?
I mean, the men from the children. It is grueling because it is the first time you're introduced in campaign play and story play to PvP, true PvP fighting.
Oh.
And if I'm not going to say anything, because if you don't know, you don't know.
Right.
You need to find out. And the only worry that anyone has about this new game coming out is if they're going to nerf it. It was so grueling if you were not ready.
Wow.
Yes.
So we're talking about
She did not play.
She did not play. Huh? You're talking about Diamond.
She did not play.
Diamond and Pearl, right? Brilliant.
Yeah,
Diamond,
the latest one's coming out. This is Gen 5.
Pearl, I believe. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, hey, that's exciting.
It's not easy. It's like, it's like when you were, I think it was Gen 2 and the Meltank. Right. And I'm like, if you didn't know, if you couldn't stop rollout in time, we're gonna get rolled out.
Ouch. Okay. Well, hey. All right. Well, hey, that's Pokemon Unite and just other Pokemons as well while we're out there. So, yeah, let's change the directions a little bit here. We're gonna talk about PlayStation a little bit. So PlayStation, some positives, some negatives. Okay, and so funny, negatives just dropped today. What's that? The 30th of this recording, which was last Friday from when you're hearing this. We'll start with the positive, start off high, and then we'll go into the latest news. So PS5 surpasses 10 million units sold. Huge milestone. Congratulations.
Good job, Sony.
Yeah, very impressive, especially with supply constraints. And then not only that, it still apparently is on track to be the fastest console in Sony history, which is wild.
We give flowers here on the microtransaction. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes. And yeah, so
you're not Sony.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I did say thank you, didn't I? Yeah. So just for anyone who doesn't know, the PS5 came out November 12th, 2020. It's been selling. Had some supply constraints. It's difficult to find them. Like, I wouldn't even say kind of. It's difficult. But yeah, it's still selling well, which makes you wonder, like, if they had the systems on the shelves, how faster would this thing be selling? But yeah.
I think
What's that?
Sorry, I'll cut you off.
No, please, go ahead. I was pretty much done.
I think you would still have the same problem. I think Sony has enough goodwill from PS4 on name alone to be selling these consoles like hotcakes, like they're doing, and rightfully so, which they deserve. If it wasn't for PS4 last console generation, we would not have much to talk about because Xbox sure as heck wasn't doing it, and Switch came out late. So, and what was that? The Wii U before technically shares that time period,
right?
And it's Liquid's favorite console, and so like I don't want to say anything bad about it, but. I digress.
Hey.
I think we're gonna say something, man.
No, go ahead.
It's funny because I'm looking down. Yeah. But I think that the 10 million, even with the restraints and everything that's going on, I think it's remarkable. It's amazing.
And I'm glad you brought up the PS4 thing, which kind of leads me into my question to you. So like one of the things I wanted to mention, so MLB The Show is because they were listing a few IP that I guess their first party studios do run. MLB The Show is one of them. MLB The Show was the fastest selling game in franchise history, their own franchise. It sold 2 million, actually sold, but there's a 4 million player base. Why? Well, the game came out day one on Game Pass, which leads me to my next question here. So we know what Sony's doing. We know they don't have Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? They don't have anything close to being Game Pass. And I guess I gotta ask, with as much sales, do the Sony customers just not care? Does it not matter? Like, I know you mentioned PS4 and the goodwill, which probably makes sense. As to, like you said, with the PS5, I think it's a great point. But as far as Game Pass, they don't have that answer, and it doesn't seem like nobody's really complaining, I guess, as much as I thought they would. I thought people would be yelling from the rooftops. Why do you think that is?
I think it's because we live in a little bubble. That we are the very well-informed gamer, and the casual gamer just knows, because they've been conditioned for the last 8 years, that you get a PlayStation, you play with your friends, and you play Call of Duty, and you do these one or two things, and that's it. Because like you were speaking before in our last topic, that you don't have the time to play everything. There's so many games and so many things,
Great
and
point.
that's just doing your hobby, not even your own life. Right now I feel like the shift of conversation is starting to hit, where like Game Pass is a deal,
right?
And it's just like, especially with the news that came out today. If you were looking forward to, like, let's just say you're like a Sony player who likes Naughty Dog, you like your big AAA titles, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get some fire this fall, baby. It's gonna be great. And then you're just like, what's coming out?
Right.
You're like, there's nothing that you recognize.
Yeah, Deathloop. That's about it. That's not even recognizing it.
It's new. It's
right.
a new IP.
Yeah, exactly.
So and then it's just this weird gray area right now. But it only matters to people like you and I don't think it matters to the casual market. I like it's starting to change now, but right now it's who between Xbox and PlayStation, it's whoever can make consoles is the one who's selling the most. Whoever can find this magical chip, they could put in their console before the other guy does, is who's selling the most consoles.
Right.
That's just.
I agree. Yes, it is very consumer, but depending on the consumer that you're talking about, I think the fact that the PS5 is PS4 compatible, we know how popular the PS4 was, plays huge into that as well. I think to a lesser extent, even PSVR, just having the ability to still play your PSVR games on PS5. Again, this is not every single game, but it is most games. So I think that's pretty huge. So yeah, I agree. So now I want to shift the focus a little bit on Horizon. So Horizon Forbidden West, it was scheduled for this year, supposedly. I was a little optimistic. I thought, hey, there's still a chance. I thought the only reason why there was no release date because it came out on a state of play, no release date. I was under the impression that, hey, maybe they were staying away from what's the game? Breath of the Wild 2. Turns out not the case. They delayed it. Chris called it out. And
it didn't I? Months ago.
And yeah, and so the game got delayed. Very unfortunate. Now, you hate to see it, but I mean, let's face it. Delays are always they're not the worst thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? A game can only benefit. I'm not necessarily only benefit, but a game can benefit from a delay. So what are your thoughts on that? How are you feeling knowing that you called that out?
Before we get into that, yeah. Hashtag Chris was right. I called it. They were having like, hey, we don't want to put anyone's health in. They were giving us all the rigmarole, conditioning us to be like, you're not getting the game this fall.
Right.
This is a nice way of saying you're not getting the game this fall. They should have just said it because people like the trailer. We sing its praises here on the microtransaction. And it could have been like, hey, it's going to get delayed, but look at where we're at right now, and we just need this kind of polish on the rest of the game, and who knows, make it even better. And they just missed it. It makes me feel, especially when you look at Xbox and everything going on there, the transparency. Some on Xbox's side, you had the conversation like, are they being too transparent? Mm-hmm. And on PlayStation, they just feel like they're scared to tell the consumer anything because they're gonna lose customers, and they're not at all. I think you can easily sell another 10 million copies on PlayStation if you still came out with nothing next year.
Mm-hmm. Right, I'd agree.
So, but with the Verizon here, it's good. The delay is good. Put the polish on the game. They're still working from a remote. Just keep it going.
All right, so I couldn't agree with you more, Chris. I do feel like, especially looking back at it now, you see the Horizon Forbidden West, just some of the things they were saying about it and how it was, it just seemed like they're just doing a lot of damage control early, and I don't understand why. It's okay. I feel like it's okay. Sure, people are gonna get pissed. Absolutely, you're gonna piss off anybody. Everybody's gonna get pissed at one point, But to come in front of it, you know what I'm saying? Come out in front of it. Let it be known. Be genuine about it. I think people are understanding, especially during the time that we live in. So, which is great. That segues me into my next point. A team that was a little bit more genuine and just came off very, very honest, and it's great PR, fantastic PR. If you want to talk about how to do PR well, you watch that video, and I watched it again tonight. The Halo Infinite test flight went live this weekend, or this Friday, this past Friday from when you're listening to it. Chris has dived into it. He's played a little bit of it so far. I have yet to do so, unfortunately, but Chris has got all the deets. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about it. They showed up before we get started into what the test flight is offering. I wanted to more talk about the tech showcase. So 343 had a tech review reviewing some of the tech, oddly enough. But even more so, they showed some, I'd call, enticing features. some new things that were coming. You had the ability to drop weapons. You have some very PC friendly settings is what it really looks like. Something that I'm started to become more fond of, the field of view scale. I know.
I was shocked,
dude. So yeah, they showed that off, which is great because ironically enough, Halo 5 didn't have that. Master Chief Collection had it, Halo 5 didn't. So it's nice to see that, and they threw that out there. How did you feel about that tech showcase that they had?
Wow, is how I thought about it. They were being so transparent. This is when I was saying previously earlier in the podcast where like maybe a little too transparent, but
sure.
It's not that it's too transparent, but it's just shocking because you're not used to people being like, this is what the deal is, guys. This is everything. Don't think like I know you're thinking this, that, and the other. Shut up.
Right.
This is the deal, guys. Heads like, heart and hand. Here you go. And it's amazing. Overall, I thought the show was great. They let you know that it was a technical beta, or a technical demo. They're like, hey, or technical flight. Sorry. You see, the thing is like new verbiage that's being thrown into like gamer lexicon, and I feel like it's still a little jarring to get used to because we're used to hearing demos and betas and early access and alphas, but we never heard of a technical flight, which it honestly is because it shows when you're playing the game, not trying to put the cart in front of the horse. I know we're going to get there, but the showcase itself showed you what it was going to be, and as playing it today, exactly what it is. And I love that they showed the field of vision stuff. It was amazing. And in Halo Master Chief Collection, obviously they put it into the game after it's released, so it's not like it's more of a patch job. This one, you can actually, like, if you're in the screen doing it while the game is happening and you move the bar, you can see how the field of vision moves. You can kind of have a visual gauge to what it looks like, and you can tell that 343 wants to put no barriers between you and this game when it launches.
Yeah, I agree. I think I was concerned at first. I've had my concerns after seeing some live gameplay from just people on Twitch, just some friends and stuff like that. It's relieved some of those concerns. I have brought up some new ones, which I'll get into later on, but some of those concerns were relieved. I think rightfully so. The original concerns. Halo hasn't had the best record for the past decade, I'd say, right? And so you're not really going to expect much. But so far, everything, I feel like they've been batting for 1,000. They've been knocking it out the park. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they seem to be getting ahead of everything. Like the community has responded positively, it seems like, especially with they mentioned like bugs and stuff like that, which makes me wonder. I'm like, well, did they set like lower expectations to get a better response? Do you think anything like that maybe?
I thought so initially, until like you start seeing it alive on Twitter and happening in real time. The transparency of the people working on it and telling you what's going on, trying to get it done. I think they're meeting it like at where it's supposed to, because eventually all the bugs they said that were gonna happen happened.
Right.
But they knew it was gonna happen. That's what they planned for this, and it's been hit. It's funny because a lot of the problems and the issues with this technical stuff, it all flushes away.
Yeah.
When you start playing the game. I've only had one hard crash, as I want to say, like from 6 to 8 hours of gameplay. By the way, the VODs will be up on Twitch because I will be playing all weekend long.
Good to hear. Glad to hear it.
Yeah. And so, if you want to check back and see like my journey as I'm going with it, you can. But I've only had one hard crash. Oh my god, I don't want to get into it. Like I said, I don't know if you want to get into it later. But just going back to the technical thing, they showed you everything, and they set it up appropriately. It was I thought at times a little too nerdy, but then when you have the technical, I want to keep on calling it a demo, technical flight in hand.
Test flight. What do you call it? Halo Infinite Test Flight Simulator.
There you go. Yeah, that's 100% what it is. And it's like, oh, thank God I watched this thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they set it up, and it's just it's been a blast, man. Yeah. Oh my God! Can we start talking about the game, Liquid, or do you have something else to say about the show?
No, I mean that's for the most part. That's really it. That's really all I had for the test flight portion of it. There's a question I have. Speaking of Flight Simulator, I don't want to talk about it now though. I'm gonna leave that for the very end of the show. It's more of a joke question. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, let me test flight. It went live. You've played it, Chris. Initial thoughts. Hit me with it.
We did it, boys. It took 10 years, but we have a good Halo. We're playing the worst version of this game now.
Right.
It's only gonna get better, not perfect, because there's some weapon balancings that I still need to feel like the heat wave.
Okay.
It's supposed to be a Promethean shotgun or hard light, because they use a hard light ammo. Sorry, Halo nerd just kicked in there. And it's not really that good of a shotgun. It's probably like arguably like the 2 weak weapons. There's also like a plasma like BR thing. I don't even know what it's called, but it's like it's weird to use, but everything else has been great. And these bots, me and Liquid off screen had a conversation about like, oh yeah, these bots, and everything Liquid was saying was correct to the point.
Right.
Of time and where we were at.
Right.
Because now these bots, when I'm playing, and we're playing as of right now, I've only played the easiest level of bot. The thing is, they do two things good: strafe and throw grenades. And if you get caught, like if you get lazy, you're getting caught in a nade. And the most perfect nade is like, it's not even catch you a little bit. It's like you hatch the damn thing.
Right.
And you're like, oh my God. And it's funny, you can tell in certain parts of the map, I played so much of it at this point, where the strafing kicks up a notch.
Oh.
There's a ledge. It's technically turbine side. I only know it because I can use the thing, and I clicked it just as like, how do you mark enemies? And I clicked it, and it's like turbine. And I was like, oh, okay. It's where the overshield or invis is at on that side of the map. Because right now, yet again, we've only played one of the 3 maps that are supposed to be here. Okay. And this is about to get real Halo nerdy. Sorry, guys.
This is what we're here for. This is what I want to say for the end. So yeah, please.
Okay. So, and there's like a small ledge you can get into before you get into the center of the map, and the walkway is relatively small, right? Mm-hmm. So when you come across it, you meet him there. The strafe from him, he's like, and you're like, what the hell is happening? And you're like, what? And you're like, oh, and you're finding low level bots right now, and you're like, oh, this is gonna amp up, because right now you're playing a game and it's every spectacular. They don't get, unless I haven't played a game where the enemy bots have scored more than 20 kills, right? Okay. But I feel like all those 20 kills or less. I've had a couple perfections already. Once you learn like opening break, because they do the same thing every opening break.
Oh,
they go, yeah. Because you spawn the same side, they spawn the same side, you spawn the same side every time. And you realize I was able to get an overkill trying to make it tight. But the thing is, it's real tight. Like you can get an easy overkill if you do it 100% right. And stuff like that. So it's real, like, if you get caught slipping, though, and it's weird because they'll push you around corners, because the AI obviously knows you're weak, and they'll just come around. I've been like, oh God, don't come, and then they just come around and just punch me, and I'm like, well, all right. Like, I'm like, that bot came over here knowing, like, hey, you're gonna get one of these, bro.
Right, yeah, no, he came in with a vengeance. Like, I was concerned about
my mama.
I was concerned about the bots myself as well. Like everything that we've seen beforehand. People talk about how the bots, they adapt and they do all this stuff, and it's just blowing smoke up people's ass, really, for the most part. They're never really good, and yeah, these bots are the first ones that I've seen. Granted, they definitely still need some work, which I'd imagine they'll probably start getting that even better. But yeah, you'll start seeing them, like they'll start like bait and switch with each other sometimes, which is odd. It was almost scary to a point where it's like, whoa, that's not. I don't know if the AI should be doing that kind of thing. That's kind of Skynet-y, A little too much Skynet. Just shit like that. So for those who don't know, yeah, they would bait and switch. So one will go in and start putting shots in, then they would switch with another guy, put in shots. So it's just like you're fighting two people essentially, and they're just cutting in and out of cover, just being a nuisance essentially. And seeing that, you mentioned the nades. I couldn't agree with you more. That the nades seem to be their nades are really on point.
Yes.
And it's just it's really wild. I was definitely impressed with the bots portion. Like I said, still needs some work, but for what I've seen so far, especially this being several months old build, I gotta say I'm impressed. Like it's almost to the point of just I think it's so good that I'm like, okay, hold on, you were bullshitting me the entire time. Like, there's no way you're telling me, oh yeah, there's bugs, guys, and yeah, this build is so old. But I'm just like, dude, this thing plays like it looks like by what I'm hearing, it feels like Halo 5. Looks like it to me. Very fast paced. That's what I heard from Justin Cornflake, friend of the show.
I disagree full-heartedly.
Really? Wow. Okay, I want to get into that in a second there. For me, it was very fast paced, which I adore. It looks very Apex / Call of Duty to me, which I love. I love the fast paced gameplay. What kind of vibes were you getting when it comes to the shooter? Like, could you compare it to?
Okay. Honestly, I would compare it to, and I say this as of right now, the rightful successor to Halo 3.
Really?
The movement feels like Halo 3. The sprint there's sprint, but it's not game breaking.
Okay.
There's nothing happening. Like, you can run and reload. We'll see how this happens when it's bots. Because the problem with Halo and sprint was that people would just run away. And we haven't. There's a small chance by Sunday we're gonna get 4v4 if everything runs okay. They say that's a hot maybe. They're not holding to it, but like if everything runs like it's supposed to, then we're gonna have 4v4s in real time. So we at least get one hopefully good day of just 4v4 arena style gameplay. The sprint, and when you could tell the movement. I would say the only Halo 5 aspect is now that I've been playing for a couple hours, now it's starting to open up. Like, I can tell that I can sprint, hit the dodge, or not the dodge, the crouch, but it'll cause a glide, and then I'll jump. And it makes me cross way more distance on the field. And I'm like, oh, I can just, like, hard jump into spots.
Okay.
Instantly meet them. And the battle rifle feels amazing.
That's promising.
It's honestly, it's hard to say. Like, this is bold, and give me some. It is day one, but I'm like, I haven't had a BR feel this good since Halo 2.
Oh wow, wow!
And it just feels great in your hand, and you feel like you're hitting what you're aiming at, and it's just awesome. The commando is when people say like, oh, I feel this is Apexy. I'm like, that's where I feel like commando kicks in. Okay. Because on Apex, when you're shooting, every gun has a natural like shoot line. Right? Okay. Like it goes a certain pattern. The commando also has a pattern. So the thing is, you're like, oh man, this jumps all over the place. But then you start using it more. Because the thing about the map, there's 2 spots where battle rifles normally spawn. But on I don't know if it's like every hour or every half hour, they switch the spawns. And then it'll be commandos that spawn there. And there'll be different weapons that spawn on the map. Like top, middle, the sniper will spawn. And then the other one, they have the oh man, I forgot what it's called. There's a new weapon, which is incredibly hard to shoot.
Oh.
It's the one that you've seen that takes out vehicles with one hit.
Oh, that spike, the javelin looking thing?
The spike thing, the javelin, the spiker thingy. And that thing, I've killed one bot with that thing.
Oh, really? Wow.
Because it's hard to aim with. Like, you can tell this, like, it's hard.
Okay.
It's fun. When you hit someone, it's just like, click! And you're like, gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
And, that's another thing, too. You're fighting bots. We all know we're fighting bots, but it doesn't take the gratification of the kill away. Which I want to say, I was talking to Justin earlier, and I'm thinking having bots, playing against bots, I think was the best thing for their marketing ever. Because everyone feels powerful off the rip. Everyone that's playing right now feels like they're awesome at Halo and are having fun. Okay. Sure, they're fighting bots, but everyone's fighting bots.
Right.
So we're just dominating bots. We're all on the same page. We're all just having fun testing the game. I love how they went with this bot thing. I thought that was a stroke of genius because now that the people are playing it are loving it. There's no like the critiques that come with it are come with the actual tech demo, and it's just what's expected. So no one's mad. It's insane. Game feels great. I feel like it's Halo through the rightful successor to Halo 3, including with Sprint. The maps feel great. The weapons feel strong. Apparently, there is a mouse auto aim feature that's supposed to be there, but it's so slight. No one's noticed until someone told them.
Oh, okay.
There is an auto aim even on the mouse.
Interesting. Auto aim, like aim assist? Is that what we're talking about?
That's what I mean. Aim assist.
Okay, I got you.
And this game, just want to say it right now, for all the people who play this and play Call of Duty 2, this does have anti-cheat software in it, so you don't have to worry about what's happening in Call of Duty right now.
That I'm glad you brought that up, because that's going to lead to my next question. One of my concerns. Okay, now, like you said, everybody's having fun in the test flight simulator. I think I agree. I think the people that are playing it are having a blast. Now that's going to lead me to my next question, because I feel like, as we mentioned earlier, Halo hasn't had for the past decade has had a little. It's been shoddy as far as it's been hit or miss, I guess is what I can call it there. And this Halo, I would imagine, has to hit. Right? You would imagine so. Yes. Not just to the Halo community, not just to the Xbox community, because you have those people. They're going to be there day one regardless. It's 100%. It's the Call of Duty people, the Warzone kids, the hell, maybe Fortnite or whatever the hell, whatever's hot, Apex, whatever. That's the audience you want to get. And that's going to be that leads me to my next question, which is, do you feel like I'm looking at Twitch even right now as we speak, and this Halo only is hitting about 20,000 views. Now, I think it's respectable, but at the same time, it's still not beating Warzone. It's not beating Apex. It may be too early to tell, sure, but is it not? I guess I was expecting a little more hype. And I'm only looking at Twitch, so this is one outlet. But I guess for some reason I expected more. Yeah, I guess I expected more. Am I like? What do you think about that?
Well, I know last night it was doing better, but last night, unfortunately, some of the hiccups that it had with launching the actual tech demo, which they tried prefacing that it was going to happen, but it is what it is. It sucked. I got the invite at 8 p.m. I technically didn't start downloading to 6 a.m.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because the way Xbox did it was terrible, atrocious. They're trying to force the Halo Insider program. Hey, it's better than Halo 3. Kids will remember that when you had to get Crackdown, you had to buy a whole other game to play Halo 3, and then you had to wait a day to actually play Halo 3. So there's a little Halo history for you guys who may have forgotten how good we have it now.
Right.
But I think. I was thinking about it, and I was like, all right, let me look around. The thing is, when you look at the numbers like you're looking at, I agree with you. I was like, but then I started thinking about it. I was like, wait a minute. Halo doesn't have any mainstream Twitch streamers.
Okay.
When you look at these numbers, when you look at Fortnite, they're normally watching 3 people.
Sure.
It's their audience is carrying an entire game. It happened with World of Warcraft. That this one dude decided to play Final Fantasy online, and then just brought his audience, and now Final Fantasy is blowing up.
Okay.
It's just the power of the influencer right now.
Sure.
And right now, Halo doesn't have their go-to influencer. I was watching Uber Nick yesterday, and since he said from streaming, he gained 2,000 followers in one day. He's like, this has been the single greatest jump in his stream he's ever had.
Interesting.
And when you go to other Halo YouTubers who set the groundwork and have really been there for a while, they all have massive jumps on the channel because of this. And I feel like that's part of the reason. And also you are fighting bots. And for the rando going by who's not truly invested,
right?
They're like, I don't really want to watch people fight bots.
Correct. I was thinking the same thing. I was like,
You know what I'm
maybe
saying?
maybe it is just a case of
Not
the
that
bots.
sexy.
Right. I was gonna say, like, you know what I'm saying, getting a perfect on a bot versus getting a perfect on an actual person, that's night and day difference, right? You know, so yeah, I agree. You know, to an extent, I do feel like I wish it was a little bit better. I wish it was getting that popularity, that boost, you know what I'm saying? But only time will tell. It's still fairly early, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say this is it, you know, this is what we got to go by, you know? And yeah, I agree.
Oh, but you have to look at it because
No,
it is
absolutely.
important.
Sure, no, it is important, but you made a great point about the influencers. I think as you start seeing more and more come by, I think you'll start seeing, you know, them be, you know, you'll start seeing the spike in audience and viewership. It's just that longevity. How long will it last? I guess only time will tell, of course. You know, but
And that goes into a greater conversation. I don't want to splinter off too much, but that, like, when we were watching Nated and Snipedown.
Right.
Nated is a very long time Halo. He's probably like the Halo streamer right now. That guy streams day and night and day, only Halo. Like, is just what he does, and sometimes marbles. I don't understand it. He does it, okay? But then the person who's actually number one was actually Snipedown, a former Halo pro, now a current Apex pro. And like, so technically the biggest name they had was Snipedown, who was there, and Snipedown currently pulls between 1,000 to 3,000 viewers. So even he had a substantial jump because he had like 8,000 people. I was watching on YouTube. Oh man, I'm forgetting his name right now. Oh, the Act Man. When he didn't have the demo yet, the beta wasn't even out yet. He had 10,000 people watching him on YouTube.
okay.
So, like, I get what you're saying with the concurrent numbers, and it's something to agree. I think it's a little like disbanded because I've rarely ever seen, unless it's Dr. Disrespect, stream that big. That was like, I'm like, what the hell?
Well, I mean, so far I'm looking at it right now. It looks like the viewers are 23.6 thousand right now as we speak.
Did it go up?
It did go up. I looked at it earlier today. It was way down today. Earlier, it was like 12,000 earlier. Then it went up to almost, I think, 50,000, close to that. Then it went back down to like 24,000 is where it's at. Or
sounds like an influencer got off and on and off and on.
Sure, like Nated is on right now, but he's still not number one. It's Fextra Life. I don't know if you know who that is.
Extra Life, like the charity?
Fextra with an F in the beginning. Fextra Life.
I don't know.
He's at 11.1 thousand, and Nated is underneath him at 2.1. So it's a pretty big gap there. But yeah, I mean, only time will tell. It's still fairly early, like you said. I think the bots play a big part in it, but go ahead.
I think, and also if like Halo needs to get these professional, it's what Apex did. It's a smart play. You pay these high level Twitch streamers,
right?
You get your Nick Mercs, you get your Dr. Disrespect, you get your Tim the Tablins. You pay them the money.
Yes.
Have them stream for a day.
Absolutely.
Apex did. That's all Apex did at their launch. They ghost dropped the thing and like, hey guys, you're playing our game that day. So it just fed into the Twitch stuff. And Halo needs to do the same if they want bigger growth than me and Liquid, who are going to play Halo Infinite regardless.
Right. No, absolutely agreed. That's really about it. That's really about all I have. I want to ask you that last question, more of a joke question, ties into the whole Halo / Flight Simulator, Test Flight Simulator. All right, because Flight Simulator, I don't know if anybody knows, came out last Wednesday. That's 2 days ago for us. About 5 days ago for everybody who's watching this now. And I'm thinking, I'm like, why? Maybe we should get this. There needs to be some kind of collaboration with 343 and Flight Simulator. Flying Pelicans? Can we get that?
That would be awesome.
Can we get that, please? Yes, thank you.
Yes.
I would like that. It's funny. I was watching a TikTok of somebody playing Flight Simulator, and they ran over Disney World, and the castle's there and everything from Disney World. I didn't even expect that. It's wild. And they ran right into the Disney World castle. It was funny. And they glitched through it.
The only thing I saw was them people checking out baseball stadiums.
Oh wow! Oh, that'd be interesting, dude. I gotta get on this Flight Simulator. I think I'm gonna have to do this eventually. Like, now that you mentioned, I'm a big baseball fan. For those who don't know, and speaking of on the subject of social media, we're about to wrap it up here. Instagram. So Chris sent me a TikTok that had a Nintendo 64, right? So I just got a notification from Instagram saying they removed that video from that TikTok video because of the music playing. It was Motley Crue, "Kickstart My Heart." So that's unfortunate.
Thought it might happen.
Yeah, it happened in real time as we were doing this. I got an email like, oh. So I just want to let the people know a little inside baseball what's going on. But no, fun times here. That's about it.
It was cool, right?
What's that?
It was cool though, right?
Oh, it feels great. I love it. You want to take down my videos, Instagram? Hey, we're a big wig guy. Hey, we're that guy. We're that guy. But yeah, that's all I had today. Chris, any final thoughts? What do you do? I mean, we know what you're going to be doing all weekend. But what do you got for me? Any final thoughts for me?
Guys, just by the time you guys see this demo be over, just from me, thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
It's been a great ride. Your boys, by next week, I'm gonna have a yarn to spin for you boys. That's all I gotta say. We gotta get liquid on these sticks.
Yeah, I definitely need to get on. And I'm sorry if there's any background noise. I don't know if anybody's hearing it. There's a vacuum running in the background. They're working on my AC unit here at the apartment. But it is what it is. It's got a.
Feel me.
Yeah, it's no respect.
Come on.
No respect. But yeah. Hopefully we get on Halo here as well. I can get on it and then I can play. Give some of my thoughts. Of that, I want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart for all the support. Just everything on social media. Again, TikTok, Instagram, Patreon, it's all down there in the description. Find it. Comments are also down there. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe. Other than that, I want to leave you just, hey, again, like I always say, take care, love each other, be cool. And this, of course, has been a microtransaction. We'll see you next time.